Okay, here we go. It's now on.
Alright. Let me just.
Okay, hello everyone. It's me,
Hello,
Mirai.
everyone. I
Do
didn't know.
you guys hear us perfectly?
Yeah, does anyone. Oh, it hasn't started for me yet.
Yeah. I think it should pick up your. All right, hold on. Let me
It's
do
been
this.
working now.
Okay, yeah. Uh, I forgot that you don't directly record my. I made your voice louder, so
Alright, good.
yeah. Hello everyone, this is the very first collaborative stream I have ever done on this channel. We are doing pretty well. What do you say, uh, honey?
Yeah, I would say we're doing pretty good. I myself.
Yeah. oh, yeah, that was. I do wonder how it does sound like. I, I'm not sure. But anyways, hold on, I accidentally. Let me see. 10 labels. Okay. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Wall Theory.
Of course.
uh, we've got a lot to discuss, I suppose. Um, I wanted. This is mostly kind of a. We don't really have that big of a plan, so we are kind of just kind of shooting the shit. But or the biggest thing I wanted to talk about is the LOL Aether or the important meeting and stuff.
Yeah, this is what I've been. This is what I'm pretty excited to talk about because there's a few characters in here that I'm a pretty big fan to see and either and even LoL in general quite a bit.
All right, let's kick off our stream. I mean the video. We have so Team Medu is this is easily the weirdest like collection of characters. You've got
Is
Gerald
it?
Way, you've got Barefoot Bunny and Skullomania, I think his name is.
Yeah, Skullomania from Street Fighter EX and also Fighting EX Layer as well.
Yeah, can you? I know you're a big Street Fighter guy, obviously. Can you kind of like educate me and the viewers on what's this guy's whole story and deal?
Okay, so I don't know much about Skullomania himself, but I do know about the Street Fighter EX games. They're basically like a bunch of like Street Fighter games released by Eureka for like the arcades and PS1, and they have a bunch of like original characters that would go on to have their own fighting game called Fighting EX Layer or Fighting Layer, whichever one it is. And Skullomania is probably one of the most well-known characters from it.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting because you really don't see in LoL or just Deadass fighting game characters be used. You usually, well, I mean, we have the Koopa. Guess closest equivalent would be that Koopa male box carrier from LoL, Liquid Crystal, and of course Dimentio, or however she's pronounced,
And
from
All that blood.
LoL Nebula.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, uh, yeah, we are watching the fixed version, which the only thing that's really changed about this compared to the public version is that the re re res, what was the guy's resignation Bob's name is
Oh,
corrected.
Armand, Armand, Raphael Revzi, that guy.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
uh,
I'm personally very hyped to see Armand stuff because I actually know LaFonda, the original author behind the resignation incident.
yeah. Oh, interesting. Uh,
Yeah,
Somebody compared you to Charlie from Smiley Friends. Your voice.
I've never heard someone say I sound like Charlie. I don't think I sound like him at all. The guy's to be Charlie.
Well,
That
you
guy
did.
just turned to sand.
You do pretty good because I can't do Jack. Very few people can really do a Jack Hadle impression. So you having that kind of voice is very funny.
I just I just naturally sound nasally like him. I don't know if I really sound like him that much.
Well, I think you do pretty well.
One
But
dollar.
oh, uh, do you have anything to say about Bertha and Gerald Way here?
I never really listened to My Chemical Romance that much. And I don't know much about Gerard Way, so when I first saw this, I didn't recognize him. I thought that was just some dude from something else there. And the Bunyip, I'm pretty excited to see that too.
Yeah, Bunny, Bertha being here, obviously I recognize her silhouette, but I was like, is that really Bertha from Meteor's intro? But Gerald Way, I haven't listened to uh, the My Chemical Romance either, but he kind of, I like him because he reminds me, he like uses spoken dialogue and dialogue from songs, and it reminds me of both Herman van Veen and if you have seen Cosmic Battle. The Cosmic Battle had Fat Greg. Fat
Oh,
Greg kind
really?
of spoke with vocal. Katsuk asks you to make a hypothetical. Like,
No, I don't know. I don't remember much hypothetical Zach does. I don't know what to do there.
you'd basically say something like, hey Mirai, what if blah blah blah.
Or just what? Oh, okay, okay. I don't know what to come up with for that.
Okay, well, um, what's the story behind the bunyip? Um, Basically, in Australia, there was this bridge called the Murray Bridge, and well, I think it's a city rather than a bridge. There was a they wanted to build a new tourist attraction there, so they went with a bunyip, so to speak. There's a really good video about the history of the bunyip. Basically goes into the origins of the bunyip, and this is the design the bunyip uses nowadays. Originally, it was Bertie the bunyip, but it was he was renamed Bertha and made into a mother, and we'll talk about a bit more of that because it's actually lore relevant.
Isn't
Oh,
there like a
hello.
son? Well, that's her son or something.
Yeah, baby
I,
bunny.
yeah, that. I thought I remembered that.
Yeah, it's kind of really cool and will probably like. And there's the Zed is there. Oh, very nice. Nice to see the guy we are talking about.
How's that? We're talking about your video right now.
We'll talk about Resignated Bob in a bit when he shows up. But yeah, as for Gerald Way, yeah, he reminds me of the guy from. Am I too loud? Like in
No,
the
you're
for
fine.
those people who are in the chat because my thing shows that I can be too loud sometimes. But I guess in post production we will see how, and I hope that like. Anyways, let's go on. Oh, there he is. Now we get to the interesting. The idea of Mario existing in LoLverse is an interesting proposition. He's kind of like, oh, the volume is fine. Okay, good to hear. It's a bit hard to hear zombie, but okay, we'll
Well,
see what
how's
we
it
can.
hard to hear?
Somebody said that, but
Yeah, I see Marilla's comment right now.
uh, uh, I forgot to ask Maxine what song plays during the. You have to ask Robin for that. I think she had it, or I'm not too sure. Uh, I forgot about that whole ball. Uh, Mario being lolified is an interesting prospect. Basically, he takes stuff from old commercials and like old Japanese like anime stuff. It's kind of like I I don't know what I kind of reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts in a way because the like Kingdom Hearts Mickey is obviously like not just Mickey Mouse but kind of his own character. But Mario is here being basically kind of a different portrayal. Basically like a like in Super Mario Land 2 he has a whole castle and stuff. Uh, yeah, it's fine now. Well, that's good. What do you
Yeah, like
think of
Ball.
Lawlified Mario Zombie?
Oh, Law of Mario. We've had quite a bit of interpretations of that, but one based on the commercials. I'm pretty stoked to see that. Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be like a moveset character, more like a lore exclusive character, and that's what I'm fine with
Yeah,
because
that works. That
obviously
works too.
there's Sakurai's lore, and obviously like nobody's asking for Mario, but the idea of a lore exclusive like Mario version basically being this leader, and of course if you are gonna have like because Mario has so many parodies, so having like the Lawlified Mario kind of exist as some sort of an entity. So it's really cool, and it makes Mr. Virtual's whole stick of pretending to be Mario and kind of stealing his appearance. Uh, it gives it more impact, so to speak.
Really.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I like this one. Yeah. I like how we see like the transformation of Mr. Virtual.
Yeah.
And then we get to another great segment in just a bit.
Yeah. I think this is when Armand shows up, or at least like starts talking about Mr. Virtual.
No, not yet, but this is the prisoner segment.
Yeah.
Shinji Ikari being there is a great idea because he's the most famous depressed protagonist arguably. And no thanks, you don't need to send a horror wiki page, Marks. The Scout being here, some people have theorized it's a server light version of Scout. What do
I
you
was
think?
thinking it was like Pancake Man. I thought for some reason Zeb would bring that back from his old moveset.
Who
I
knows? Does Canon Scout have like a desperate personality or stuff?
kind of. He's way more cocky at times. Kind of, I guess. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, I'm personally like it's whatever if it's like Scout or a variation of him. But I even if it's like the implications of just Scout being Scout being kind of like Mr. Virtual being powerful enough to like take veterans of old laws and being able to exploit them. I think that's a very interesting idea, and it kind of gives him a more powerful like entity. Like it makes him more powerful. What's this? You already asked that. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
ask Robin about the music.
Yeah, I'll answer that question later when I don't yeah when I have more time. But anyways, then we get to the yeah, I like that part. Hang on to your hopes, my friend, or something like that. Yeah, the baby bunny, as grotesque as that baby is, it's really sad to see, like, because officially the baby was destroyed. The baby bunny
Alright.
animatronic was sadly destroyed because people are assholes. So using that kind of as a framing device to make like the whole thing more dramatic is really good, and I am very proud of how Zed was able to achieve that. And like I'm a big fan of like integrating some real life aspects into a story of a character, which is I guess Darkon's moveset tried it, but it was kind of a whatever. Uh, or wait, Darmin's moveset.
Drummond?
Yeah, basically because the whole Ed Boon hates me type thing. I it doesn't always work, but I say here it works because it can easily be like used with. Once again, it makes like kind of making the. It's a clever reference to those who know, and it also serves like its own in-story thing and makes Visitor Virtual like a much more hateable antagonist.
Right.
Yeah, the whole emotion thing. I'll get into it at the end.
Yeah, they did mention also bad water videos. I'll bring it up when you get to it, but that does actually fit the whole desperate thing with that scout as well.
Yeah, I suppose that's pretty much true. Badwater Videos 2009 version. Yeah.
Too, but it's not freedom.
Oh boy, here comes Armand. Now, here comes the scene with the Armand.
Oh, yes.
I like the those ranking. I don't know what it is called. The power chart.
Blood bubble sword. I don't see one
Yeah,
anywhere. Or at least
yeah.
it doesn't show up. Oh, yeah, the JoJo stand power thing. Oh yeah, that.
I didn't know that was from JoJo.
Yeah, that the power, the speed, the range. That's when JoJo stuff like the stats of like stands and like eye catching stuff.
I didn't catch on that because I haven't seen JoJo. That's clever. That's very clever. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, we finally learn the name of the Grim Reaper type entity from Summer Kid, Summer Night, and apparently it's called the Mother because it's like a, I guess she or he or whatever kind of looks like a mother type creature because, and that makes it's very ambiguous.
But we have two
Armand,
mothers. We have this and we have Bunya.
yeah, Armand has a hobby as a character power scaler. Yeah, that's a pretty good headcanon. uh, I don't know much about this guy from Deltarune. What can you say, Zombie?
Iran, I haven't really played much of Deltarune. I just know they're from like the sword route in chapter 3, and it's kind of like the weird route thing. That's all I really know about Iran. Yeah.
Weird thing, yeah. I think that really does fit.
Sorry,
Is
fellas. I
Mother
have to
Summer
go.
Kid's mom? Interesting idea. And of course, we've got the gruesome Gabriel. Of course, one of the truly the fact that we have like I still find it amazing that we do have an actual Captain Sabertooth character because Captain Sabertooth was going to be a rival to Warus Grandpa, but the fact that it's mostly in on front of black backgrounds, especially because and Captain Sabertooth wears black, it kind of becomes a huge difficulty to. Yeah. Uh,
Oh.
You know who is a scary looking entity? My mom.
You know who else is a scary looking entity? My mom! I'm sorry, I had to do the voice there for a second.
That's pretty good.
I had to.
Defeat Tiram and you get a shadow mantle. Okay, interesting.
Alright.
Then the Innsmouth creature was a pretty spooky fellow. And then the most interesting one, obviously. And I'm not just saying it because this character technically was kind of brought into the light by me with the original Maniacs vs. Faces of Fear. And it was because of.
Oh,
I literally just explained Andre why Captain Sabertooth really couldn't be done because of his type
yeah, this
clothing.
guy.
There's a lot of Sabertooth media, yeah, true. Obviously, if I were to do like a version of him, it would probably be like the animated version or
I like how
something like that.
the movement stats are like all A. I know they're like they're supposed to be unknown, but it looks like they're just all the way at the top.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was closer to. Because I
Powerful
think
wall.
Moomin is some sort of a. Well, not probably not as powerful as Mr. Virtual, but somewhere close to that line. Possibly like somewhere equal to the creator, and the reason he never really does anything is because he's looking at. We later see that he's looking at Bobby in the Maniacs vs. Faces of Fear. I think he could be like Virtual's method of looking into other parts of LoLverse, and he's kind of like a watcher in that sort of thing. He's like because and think about it. Nobody else in like LoL lore outside of DKS is really capable of traveling between different wavelengths. What piece of
You're not
media?
wrong.
What piece of media does Moomin Poster come from? He comes from. He's not a puppet Moomin. He's a costume Moomin. He's not a puppet. He's from 1973 Moomin Dalen series. It's like a. The funny thing is, it's like supposed to be an advent calendar. It has like 24 parts.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because think about it, Dio really doesn't have anyone, and neither does Galvatron. I guess there's the False Kings, but even then, False Kings hyper focus on Mirai. So
Yeah,
having this
I
guy
thought
kind of, yeah, tell me, say it.
what?
What did you have to say? Sorry.
I was about to say, like, I remember in like some clips of the Duke movie and like other movesets, you had like characters from different laws talking to each other. Like, I remember one scene with like Dio and Waternoose talking to each other. Is that are those? I thought they did. I thought different laws did know each other, or different law verses, or whatever.
Yeah, that's more or less like. Um, I know that there's Dio's relationship with Galvatron. They do see into other LoL versions, but they don't actually like. They are just making plans and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like they are
No,
kind of doing their own thing. But and Dios even told Galvatron that if Galvatron does get in the way of Dio's plan, then he will kill him.
really. I thought
But
for a second
Dio,
all the law verses were just in one.
uh, I do believe that it's kind of up to interpretation. I know Zap's official interpretation is that uh, every LOL is its own universe. But my
Oh,
opinion is
really?
that with conversion like convergence voice like Gaston's Pub and LOL Burger. But I think it's more so it's set on the same world, but it's like different wavelengths and stuff.
Oh, really? Huh. Did
Yeah,
not
it's
know that's
kind
how
of
that
we
works.
can possibly talk about. I think you'll be surprised by what I have in mind for Custom Moomin. Yeah, I'm very excited about him. If
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Virtua were to recruit one character from every LoL roster, Who do you think he would recruit? Or do you want to save that for another stream? We can do that after we are done analyzing this video. Let's keep going. Okay, now we get into the great part.
Oh, yeah.
I love how Arnold, I didn't really care about Resignation Pub. I saw the big video everyone was talking about, the one that's based like a documentary, and it was like, okay, this
There's
is
kind of
kind
like
of
there's kind of like many of those videos, like documentaries. Unless you're thinking of like Rodrigo's or Mozzarella Sticks, there's like several of those, but those are like the two
yeah,
big ones.
yeah, I'm talking about the two big ones. I'm kind of like just it was just like okay, this is just another weird word crash out type thing. But
Right?
this the way it said integrated them into the lore is nothing sort of perfect because I love nothing more than characters who are like kind of rebellious and like you know the whole artist dead thing. It's kind of I
Yeah.
love that whole extremism angle that's surprising with this Armand, and it makes him more sympathetic, especially when we see him. The fact that Mr. Virtual kind of trapped him in the body, that's one of the most clever things. It's not just like Resignation SpongeBob, it's actually Armand himself kind
Yeah,
of being
that's actually
trapped.
that was the idea. I also had like that's how I always interpreted how like Resonation Bob would work. It's Armand himself, but projected through like SpongeBob and stuff. That's
Yeah,
how I always interpreted that, and I love that Zed included that.
yeah, that's probably. I'm glad it's such a dark idea,
Oh yeah.
and so the reason why the fixed version necessarily happened is due to a friend of mine who isn't in LOL but watches LOL is into creepypastas and had to correct my name when he saw the lore. Okay, but it's not that well. Hoping that Armand gets some moveset in A4. A lot of people are saying that, but I think the roster is good. But I imagine like he's gonna be like Celesto in LOL cassette and he will get a moveset in later date. And I do think Armand has a lot in common with Celesto. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but basically, considering all I say that both are pretty much like these very extremist type characters who kind of have this very moral characters and kind of willing to be very dark and like he punch like with Armand punching Mego to the side and being very pissed off. So
Right.
that's really what makes him work so well as a character.
Oh yeah.
Um, do you have anything else you want to say about Resignation Bob?
Let me think. Let me think. This is someone I've kept wanting to see in law for a while, and someone I keep seeing talked about to the point where I did like one of those like there was this like small trend people were doing where people were like, and you did it, where people were trying to decide which laws would fit what characters. And I said like multiple times that Armand would fit Odyssey because Zav has this whole thing like creepypastas, and he also like SpongeBob and stuff. So yeah.
And DKS does feel like something like Armon type character where it is kind of like the
Yeah,
message of relationship
really,
with art and the artist.
yeah, it really does. Thinking on it now.
Yeah, it's the first time I can think of where lore makes me invested into a character I really wasn't previously.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go on. I like this shot because we see that he's SpongeBob, but for some reason he has human hands when we look closely. It's kind of disturbing. Like, it's of course it's a
almost like
reference. Hmm?
it's almost like Armand himself is like trying to crawl out of the SpongeBob look.
Yeah, and it's a reference to like cross close-ups in SpongeBob where characters gain anatomy they didn't previously have.
Oh yeah, that too.
Armand X Kes Yaoi. Oh my god.
That's so come on now.
Biggest movie spoiler, 3 spoilers.
No, don't spoil it, no!
Yeah, that's A-tier character work with a character who doesn't even have a moveset. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there is Warwickal Priest. It's kind of it's a great video when like seeing Warwickal Priest in this is like only the fifth most exciting thing out of the entire thing. And I like how
Oh yeah,
Mm.
it's like seeing your son again.
Yeah. Yeah, this was such a hype moment.
I was not expecting them to be on the hero side, quote unquote. They seem more like a villain to me, because it's like a
Warwickal
weird
Priest.
ghost creature thing.
Yeah, you may be both right.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's because Warwickal Priest kind of I guess it just its own appreciation for like ghost adventures and what have you. And I
Yeah,
do
that.
like that idea because Melias Moon and Odim aren't really ever since they've stopped working for Sullivan, they've kind of become more chaotic neutral. Whereas Warwickal Priest, of course, the fact he's kind of like a priest type, he's kind of more morally good, so to speak.
I suppose that would work.
Yeah. Wasn't Warwick originally a villain in Thistlebar? Well, it depends how you look at it. In Loyal Fumble, he's kind of like a character who kind of messes with around. But he did fight Cortex, and he was kind of his own character.
Right.
Yeah, all 8 are having its own Loyal Fumble is start. And I do wonder what that 60 like date is gonna be. I'm very excited for it. I'm kind of happy that
I don't
people
know
are
what it'll
doing.
be either.
I'm very happy to see like people are doing their own like baits now. Whereas I can confirm that like baits are gonna be sadly like baits are not gonna happen in the next year of LoL cassette because I will be having a more strict schedule with those videos. But maybe they will happen once in a while. I know that
Right.
Ever is
We
pretty
already had
much
a pretty big one with the episode results.
yeah. Ever is pretty much classic Thistlebar reincarnated. Yeah, absolutely. I've said it since day one. It's like the true successor to Throw Some LOL back at them, the original one. Dylan sees LOL Jupiter is also one, but we haven't heard from LOL Jupiter for a long while. Is it still?
I hope one day they can upload again because they have not said much in a while.
Yeah, I'm pretty worried. I do know that they do still sometimes do kind of interact in the Aureus server, from what I have heard.
Yeah, I've seen them before.
But let's hope maybe they are just busy. Maybe I know that it will be very hot once LOL Masters moveset drops because we are talking about a character who's like a big celebration of LOL
Oh
itself.
yeah.
And now we get to the part with the 2 more prisoners. And gruesome Gabriel is watching. And that's I kind of like how it's similar to how Moomin troll is watching Bobby in Maniacs vs. Faces of Fear. Look out, Mirai, there's a zombie behind you. Where?
I'm right here, actually.
So yeah,
I'm always here.
zombie, tell us your thoughts on this whole thing overall, this scene.
Oh yeah, I really like it. I think it's my favorite lore bit of Fighters so far. I'm really stoked to see more of Armand Skullmania, especially Skullmania. And yeah, it's great to see like more old fighting game characters in LoL, and that's pretty obvious. I literally already have like 2 fighting game characters in my LoL already, so I'm always gonna be stoked for fighting game characters.
That's awesome. Uh,
Yeah.
my own opinion is very much. I think Aether, it's definitely the best lore segment in Aether, and it's also probably possibly like one of the best lore segments from a LoL been that's made in the last 3 years. Uh, I mean, in terms of like, I'm not talking about long running LoLs here. I'm talking about like LoLs that debuted after 2023. No, wait, 2024, because I remember that, Mono Nerds LoL cross up is such thing too. Gruesome Gabriel. I think Nora's remake is next, I think. But Gruesome
Yeah,
Gabriel will
that is.
probably happen after him.
Is that mentioned in like a post? I think that either Nora's remake is next or the Loyal Fumble, whichever one
Yeah,
is
I'm
next.
excited for both either way.
Yeah,
Law Lifers. Oh, it's so good. It's like one of it's. I'm so happy this law exists. That's really. Uh, why was Moomins you are not worthy line cut? It's more because of Aether used, Moomins like the real voice. So I felt that the original line came from Res, from Gex, and I felt that was kind of dumb. So instead, you can still hear that the original line faintly, but I reversed it so it sounds more like it's kind of more ominous.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I forgot about Team Ghostface. I wonder what kind of a role they will have. And Null.
I didn't expect there to be like 3 ghost faces in there, or more
Yeah,
accurately 4, because I know one slot of them is taken up by both Billy and Stu, if I recall correctly.
yeah. Uh, yeah, it kind of depends on how it's gonna go.
All right.
Uh, oh, oops. Let me just. I feel like we've talked everything we could about this. So let's do the thing with the. Yeah, I'm curious also about how null, if the null is gonna be uh, the
Yeah.
original,
Ghost.
if it's gonna be the LoL Odyssey version, or if
Yeah,
it's
well,
gonna be no, I mean Zibitisab lore version or its own character. What do you think?
yeah, no, especially I know it's pretty infamous in the LoL community because of Zab's videos. I think that's why he won anyway.
Yeah. It makes me so happy seeing so many people love Aether and where the lore is going. I know I get compared to throw some LoL a lot, but I'm just trying to do my own thing now. Yeah, it's not. I don't think. I'm sorry if I do those comparisons, but I just really love how the comparisons are like. And I mean, I know you're doing your own thing. It's just kind of like a compliment on my end. Because I
Yeah,
know that Zelbai uh, had its own, but still Aether has its own identity. That I will say that it's not like a replication. It is its own thing, and that's what makes it so good. And that's something I wanted to say. There, what I forgot to say. The fact that LOL lore is allowed to get like dark, that we have like plots about emotions and emotions being fed on and grief and depression and whatever going on with Armand. Like that's dark, but it's so well done. Like
Yeah,
we haven't seen
it works
anything
for
like that.
the aesthetic that Aether is going for because it has like this whole like horror vibe to it with Summer Kid and furries and Kyrie. It has a bunch of like emphasis on horror stuff, so having a much darker plot works quite a bit.
Yeah, it's just a like Beatdown does that darker stuff pretty well, but it's mostly like more of also the focus is on the whole static memories thing. But
Yeah, it is.
it still does its well. But I say that what really makes like Aether does go more. Aether goes more like downright because we have like grieving a dead child or something like to that effect. And if that was
Yeah.
with the Berta the Bunny, like that's crazy stuff. Like that's kind of like that's so dark, but it works because it's with a tone.
All right.
Null will be based on original creepypasta and other things the creator made. Yeah, I presume so.
That works.
I do like the idea that this version of Null is like a separate entity from Zippity's apps Null.
It really helps him stand out a little bit. It doesn't feel like they're just like plopping Zabs into there without him being involved.
Yeah, I think that just the idea of LoL having multiple characters, it's definitely interesting to see. And I know that we have LoL Eclipse, the upcoming LoL, being worked by Blue, which has Matt in it. And Matt is pretty big in LoL Odyssey, so kind of having two Matts in there is. I know that Matt was revealed as kind of a silhouette, or I think so, but it's been confirmed. Like I think Blue Code did confirm it in the Aureus server that he's coming to the lore, right?
Which LOL?
Matt is coming to LoL Eclipse.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, LOL clips. Yeah. I don't know if anyone's heard about that. I don't know if stuff for that has been announced by now, but yeah, I think it has.
Most people, anyone who's in Aureus server, I don't know that it's been announced there.
Yeah,
And I
right.
know Blue also made like a community post.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, now we have talked about the. Now let's talk about who would Mr. Virtual target from. Let's not do every single wall, or we'll be here all day. Let's just do like the biggest walls. Let's start with OG wall. And my choice would be Madotsuki. Because obviously because of the dreams and the whole rumors and I mean the whole ending and whatnot.
Yeah.
What do
My
you
thought.
say?
I kept thinking that like Frollo would fit versus Virtual, probably because of the whole villain thing. But Frollo does have like the. I keep thinking like Frollo would fit with Mr. Virtual for some reason. Maybe
Yeah,
also. Maybe also like
witchcraft.
Eve or Mary for like a similar reason to Mayatsuki.
Yeah, yeah. Both of these would be interesting. Then
Someone
still
asked me, which upcoming LOL characters are you most excited to see? There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit, but I know some of my most hyped are ones from like a Smash Bros. LOL thing too, like Kai from Gravity Circuit and Nutcase SpongeBob and all that.
Yeah, that's neat. Anyone
Yeah.
else?
Anyone else from who?
Anyone else from like upcoming LoL characters from any?
Oh, let me think. Let me think. I think also like some of the new characters from LoL Odyssey, like Baldy, and also
Oh
one of
yeah,
the characters from upcoming LoL, that being Stella from LoL Station. It's such a big Angry Birds fan. I am hyped to see more Angry Birds movesets coming, like Stella.
yeah. Angry Birds was like a yeah. It's big in my country, so I'm kind of interested to see. I'm not a huge Angry Birds fan, but I am interested in seeing. Eija,
Oh, yeah.
honestly, I think Eija would be someone which Virtual would get now because of spoiler stuff. Yeah, I can see any of the dreamers, but I think Eija would be. Yeah, because where is she? But I'm blind. Yeah, there. I'm gonna replace my answer with AR. Then
Yeah.
let's jump into LoL ARL. Let's say
I want to
I'm
say
gonna.
Pyro, probably. Oh,
Oh,
are you going
yeah, you
first?
can say it. Pyro is.
Pyro's like the quote unquote darkest class of like the mercenaries because he has this whole like sort of mysterious vibe to him, getting covered and all, and also like being more villainous despite him seeing the world as like more chariot stuff. He's pretty much like the darkest class in here, besides like medic.
Hmm. I'm gonna say Scout, not just because it's like he was a silhouette, but I think Mr. Virtual would target Scout because of his the whole character with him being kind of having
He's
there
more
is some
snarky and destructive.
yeah there is some implications of Scout having a more tragic backstory in like the comics, and I think he goes to heaven at one point, so he literally
Oh
dies.
yeah, he does. And then like I recall God sends him back to Earth as well.
Yeah, the pyro, the mind could be manipulated easily. Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, he
The
would.
lol
With
ITB
the
guy.
power, especially, he would be on like Mr. Virtual's side like instantly and not realize how destructive he's being.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Lol ITB guy.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
see
go
the
with
guy.
Cosmo because Cosmo is last of their entire race. They are like
Right,
and they have a lot of trauma.
right.
Uh,
I was thinking either like Dark Helmet because even if he's a bit of a parody, he still has the whole like Empire thing, and also Wreck-It Ralph because like uh, him being like let me think for a second. With Ralph being all like not necessarily like wanting to be a villain and stuff, I think that would also help, even if he has to like play the role of one.
yeah, fair, reasonable. I read LOL YTP guy as LOL yogurt.
Oh god.
Wreck-It Ralph's yeah, it was based on the first movie, which is the should be, oh, it's also the only Wreck-It Ralph movie ever made. Her obscurity fits with Aether. I, mm, yeah, I do think that if Ophelia wasn't done, I can see her being in Aether too. Oh boy, then we get into a big one. LOL Nova.
Oh, all Nova.
Um,
All right.
I'll be. Do you have anyone in mind yet, or do you want me to go first?
I think Senator's Bigfoot because of his whole mystique factor, maybe.
Yeah, I can see him being like either. I think he's gonna be like Warwick Culprits and work with like Megil and stuff.
Yeah.
My vote for the character that Mr. Virtue. Well, I'm. Hmm. Now, this is a tough one because there are so many characters in Law Nova that Mr. Virtual would gladly take advantage of. Captain N. Captain N is my choice
Yeah.
because he plays games and kind of like he's kind of eternally stuck in like that late 80s
Oh, yeah,
Nintendo
he kind of
before
is.
Virtual Boy was
Yeah.
chosen. Oh hi Zap, Zap is here.
What is that?
Zap, like Zippity Zap, he's here.
Yeah, him. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, I think imagine like Mr. Virtual going shape-shifting into his Mario form and going to Kevin Keane and
Oh,
basically
yeah.
being like, here is a new game you can play, it's Virtual Boy. And he's like,
I
oh
think with
man,
how
what
like
a concept!
yeah, I think with all the like more weird looking radio designs in Captain N, Mr. Virtual would not look out of place.
Yeah,
It would not.
and maybe Elsa too, depending on where in her movie her personality is like. I'm not
Oh yeah,
too
Tim Lady as well.
familiar with Frozen, so I can't really. I know that Olaf would be working for Mr. Virtual. Oh no, wait! Even Mr. Virtual would think Olaf is the spawn of Satan.
Mr. Virtual, ultimate system.
All right,
Oh,
now we
sorry.
get into familiar territory. Throw some lol C.
Awesome,
This is,
all right.
I'm
Let's
gonna avoid the
say
easy answers with this one. What do you think?
I was thinking like Galvatron because I think like I imagine Virtual probably be the kind to like recruit like massive like armies of villains to this side. So I would think the Decepticons would fit with him. So I would say Galvatron.
Oh, Mr. Virtual got a Eggman build that out-wankered Toon Eggman. Virtual would totally use Kevin's mom to torment him with the threat of chores and responsibility. uh, I don't have any idea what the hell SMG Splatterverse AU is.
I
I'm
have no idea
sorry,
what
Mr.
Cyberse
Maris.
either is. I only know in terms of values. I only know about Underfell and stuff. All that. I do not know about Shadowverse.
Hmm. If there is anyone who is pretty much like, I would love to see like Mr. Virtual have an interaction with. What's a current convo topic for this tier list? Oh, who would Mr. Virtual from Lawlaper lore manipulate or like who would fit in Lawlaper basically in term from all the laws and kind of have a side plot because Mr. Virtual kind of is based on he targets people when they are at their worst. That's kind of what we are discussing. As for Mr. Waternose, considering Waternose in TSLC lore is kind of after the end of Monsters Inc. After he's been, like he escaped prison with the help of Galvatron freedom from prison. I think if imagine he took a route to another place and he ended up in Mr. Virtual's like turf and he would probably take advantage of Waternose basically considering or no wait, Waternose would see Virtual because he's so scary he would say, oh you're gonna be my top scarer. And like canonically from what I understand Mr. Virtual is like a murders children and Waternose would be like, oh that's excellent.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. I'll kill 1,000 children before I let this company die.
Yeah, exactly. That would be very, and it would be a more tragic deal because obviously Watanus kind of died in TSLC continuity. So having him
I
be,
don't
oh,
remember him dying.
what's next?
What is
LOL,
next?
Mad is the next big LOL.
Right.
Um, my choice for Muster, we already have like Konata being kind of like brainwashed or manipulated or just kind of working for the funsies with uh,
Right.
team Jafar and Ganon. But I think the character that would fit LOL Aether the most is obviously what's this stupid. Oh, wait, I was looking at the wrong year card. Oh, wait, was I looking at the wrong year? No, I wasn't. Oh, yeah, there he is. Zach Bagans, obviously.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of Zach too.
Yeah, he's gonna probably be a both of our choice there. I think Jack Bacon would be like. Mormon Jesus is a pretty
He's
good idea too. King,
he's next to David and below Antonio Belpice. How do you pronounce that? There we go. There he is. There he is.
yeah. Uh, King Koopa versus Mr. Virtual sounds like Robotnik versus X on steroids. Oh my god, that would be interesting to see.
It would.
Mormon Jesus is another interesting option since Mormon Jesus can. Mormon Jesus is kind of similar to Custom Moomin in that he's kind of a watcher, and he also has an appearance in uh, Maniacs vs Faces of Fear.
Oh, really?
So, oh, I mean, people aren't seen art, but Zach Bacon's, as for he would easily be like helping Medu because of Warwick Priest's presence and kind of be trying to hunt down Mr. Virtual because he thinks he's a ghost. Which he basically is in the lore from what I understand. Next big lore is Law Liquid Crystal.
Crystal. Okay.
There's a lot to choose from.
There is a lot. I'm gonna say there's probably an obvious answer to that, and that would be Wingaster himself.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, Gaster. Yeah, he's kind of like there's already Null, and he kind of looks like Mother.
I kind of have like a very like faint idea of like Deltarune lore, but is there like a little bit of a mastermind behind it somewhat? I only know like small lore bits about Deltarune and stuff.
This faucet freak's a fraud. I know the real Mario Bros. By the back of my evil claws. Koopa pack attack. My choice would be more obvious. We have evil Mario, so let's throw in evil Luigi for good measure. I imagine Luigi would be kind of like Mr. Virtual's rival, but he would not be working for McGill. He would be basically his own evil, kind of an evil versus evil type thing.
I guess.
And I would love to see modern. Oh, sorry. Sorry, honey.
Oh, sorry. I was saying we got Luigi and Wingaster, the royal scientist.
Yeah, I just would love to see like a modern take on Luigi because maybe MS Paint because he's stupid enough to believe everything he says. I wouldn't say that. I think MS Paint guy would kind of do his own thing. Let's see what. Oh, next is Lol Beatdown. This is
Beatdown.
We already have Dio manipulating most of the villains. But how would Mr. Virtual differ? Or would somebody try to fight against him?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about Mr. Virtual to know how he would, how Beatdown's character would operate with him. In terms of who I think would be on his side, who I would pick, probably Batter.
Interesting choice.
Whole mission of what? I don't know what was talking about.
Yeah, because but the Batter would kind of look at Mr. Virtual like a weird version.
Yeah, I guess so. I know Batter has this whole thing about like purifying everything. I know he has that going on with him.
He could be possibly Mr. Virtual would definitely take advantage of him in some form. If Black Cat can do it. Plus, Mr. Virtual can just shapeshift into a form that the Batter considers pure.
He's probably turns to the judge.
Zed says, I have no clue where or how he'd fit into lore, but I want to make a moveset for VG so badly. I have a really good vision for how he would work out. I'm excited to see if... Obviously, if you don't know how to fit him in the lore, it's possibly better to take until you get some ideas for him. But I would love to see it so badly. That's pretty much. My choice. This is a difficult one because you kind of look at Mr. Virtual as kind of a, because Dio is basically doing what he targets, and kind of what he's doing with Spinal is very similar to how Mr. Virtual targets people, except Dio is kind of taking advantage of pretty much everyone, but Spinal especially. I'm gonna be real. I think if there's any character that I see being basically his servant or something to that effect.
I think some people are mentioning Spinel, some others are mentioning Ellen.
Mm.
I see some
Yeah, I
people
can see it,
mentioning
but
that.
my own. I kind of have a hard time thinking about who would be my choice. Definitely, like. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna go with Spinal because I can't think of anyone else. Spinal would be probably the most interesting choice.
Probably.
And she wouldn't be. The thing is, she would probably be easier to break from her. I headcanon Zulander and the real Doomben in a toxic yaoi relationship.
Of course. Hey, boy, oh boy. Thanks for showing up.
um, hmm, those game. We have all. Do you
Which
want to
one
do
was
LOL
next?
What If? Or should we jump into LOL Galaxy?
Jump in the Wall Galaxy. We can do that.
Okay, my choice would probably be Ghost. Obviously, because Ghost shares a lot of similarities with a lot of
Yeah, I was gonna
characters.
say the same thing. Yeah.
He would. I'm not sure if it'd be good or if it'd be. He'd probably be Mr. Virtuo's minions here.
Probably. I don't know what side Ghost is already on in like Galaxy lore anyway.
Well, Galaxy doesn't really have a lore, but
Yeah,
he is kind
yeah.
of depicted as being kind of a morally corrupt character.
I guess so.
Here's something. LOL SpongeBob H is canon to LOLers mod. As SpongeBob H is containment facility like LOL Patrols. Well, that's awesome. Imagine the hypothetical scenario of Mr. Virtual facing dam backslide.
Oh god, how will that go?
That would be one of the probably the creepiest thing ever made. Let's see what game after what big LOL game after LOL Galaxy uh let's a Smash Bros. LOL thing 1 and 2. Let's
Yeah,
do
oh
them.
yeah, special fall thing.
Let's do both of them at once. Kind of. I mean, let's kind of combine them together. Who would you
Alright.
think would be Mr. Virtual's? I can already think he's probably.
What, Holly Blue?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
knew you would
Either
say
Holly
that.
Blue or Cats probably.
Yeah, I would. I'm gonna go with Halibu too. He'd be perfect, like as Mr. Virtual's kind of a dark, evil specter lord.
They have two Mario creepypasta characters as well.
Yeah. Lol, what if I could see being just Morty? Hmm.
Just morning.
Then we have uh, Lol Orius. Well, this is
Well,
interesting.
or uh, let's see. Well, Arius. Of everyone that's released, I would probably say Randy.
Who?
Randy Marsh, maybe.
Who?
Randy Marsh from South Park.
Oh,
He's an
Randy Marsh.
artist.
Okay, I got confused for a minute.
So,
Let's see. Where is he?
he won Virtual Dead or using Mario's likenesses over any actual cards.
Oh my god, that would be insane. uh, oh.
Was it?
You said Randy Marsh, but I'd say before we get into him, and also because I can find him,
Yeah, he's right
Deekes
there next to
absolutely
Marshall.
would be taken advantage of by Mr. Virtual. 100%. Mr. If Null manipulated
Yeah.
Deekes, Mr. Virtual would manipulate him 10 times worse.
Yeah. Also, remember, Zombie has big jet mixes. Big jet stabs Mr. Virtual's neck and saves the day. I was just about to bring him up before realizing we're doing like released characters. I was
Yeah.
just about to mention Big Jet.
I'd say, and while I'm looking for Mr. Marcia, I'd
Okay,
say,
Randy is between Marshall and Creepy Bloom. I saw him like scroll down a bit.
oh,
You'll
there
probably
he
find
is.
him real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
For Dike, I think we were talking about, I had Headcanon on the title. My own headcanon with Mr. Virtual when he's in the far future and he's in Megu's lore, it's established that Megu comes from far future where virtual reality and like real world. I'm not sure if he means like the real world or like LOLverse. But I think in at some point in the future, I don't think Deekes is gonna end up dead at the end of Deekes movie 3. I think he's gonna do something, I don't know. Probably continue being a harmful prick or I don't know. But either way, he's not gonna be dead. I think Mr. Virtual is gonna do kind of basically like absorb Deekes somehow and basically use his power to basically merge real world and virtual world and basically take
Yeah,
over everything. That's my headcanon. Why he becomes so powerful.
really.
As for explain away your thought, like why Randy Mouse would be a virtual victim.
Randy is kind of like a bit of an oaf, to say the least. I think he'll like fall for what. I think he'll be too drunk to not fall for what Mr. Virtual has for him. Plus, it seems like an average South Park plot as well.
Yeah. Lol Odyssey.
Well, let's see.
Speaking of.
Uh,
Well, obviously, these two have already kind of fought Mr. Virtual. So I imagine they would be very useful in a fight against him. The Megu would reach out to them first because they have canonically, well, I wouldn't say canonically, but they have fought Mr. Virtual in Mario's
which
Madness
one?
mod.
Oh yeah, my friend and your friend.
Um,
Uh,
who is your choice?
I would say. I was thinking either Bill Cipher or Jackenstein.
Bill Cipher or Checkenstein? Interesting. Bill Cipher I can kind of see being like his own evil. But
Maybe.
Checkenstein is kind of nice, but I can see him being tricked because he's kind of a silly
Maybe.
goosey goose.
As long as Mr. Virtual doesn't take too long, then maybe.
Or William Afton too, but who knows?
I didn't think of him.
Yeah. Um, what would be next on our a LOL redacted we kind of forgot about.
Or redacted. Alright.
Obviously, Frey underscore would put his not here, so I'm going with the um, for the because we kind of
Imposter. I didn't think of imposter. Oh my god. Those I mentioned imposter. I didn't even think of them at all.
Checkenstein would be one of the prisoners. Yeah, possibly. I'd say Danukt one would be on the force of Megyu because he knows about viruses and he kind of deals with a lot of similar. He would be very useful asset to them. What do you say? Zombie.
For me, I was thinking probably that the only one that kept coming to my mind is Toto, Ultra Toto, maybe. That's just what came up to my mind. Or also Necroarch.
Which one are you going with definitely?
Probably like Necroarch. I recall that she's kind of like doing her own thing in Multiblood, I recall. So I think she'll get on well with Mr. Virtual. I don't know.
It would be very funny. Oh, Megasonic was also there too. I don't think Megasonic would be. He would be kind of following his own. Be that. Next up we have gone to the LOL redacted.
What's next after LOL? What
I
is
guess
next
we
after
could be
LOL?
doing LOL. What was it called? Catsups LOL. What was it called? I'm
Lawler's mod.
Yeah, Lawless mod.
Yeah, that.
I know Katsup has his own, and so I see Circle being manipulated by Mr. Virtual because he's kind of like aware that object shows are all the same.
Oh yeah. I would have said the pig from Angry Birds, but they aren't out yet. So I'm going to for Lawler's mod. I'm going to say hold on. Probably Spy, maybe.
Interesting choice.
Yeah.
Spy and Scout both been in kind of manipulated by Nekoark would totally team up. Nekoark would totally team up with Virtual. The chaos that would come from that would be incomprehensible.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Spy and Scout kind of. I like the idea that Mr. Virtual manipulates like both sides of a conflict. That's definitely something he would do. Next up we have. I guess it's turn for LOL cross-up.
LOL cross-up. Okay.
It's very difficult to obviously.
For cross-up, I was thinking of either Queen or Dark Dickum, maybe, or Mr. Facilier too, or Doctor Facilier. I mean,
I think Doctor Facilier.
Yeah, that.
He's obviously like dealing with voodoo stuff, and I mean, you've got Crusoe Gabriela Ghost with Mr. Virtual, and Facilier would definitely be interested in him, and he'd make so wicked us of the demon. I'd probably say something like that. Mr. Virtual. Take advantage of his creepiness and all. Next up we have well, targeted a lot of these LOLs are a bit on the smaller side. I guess next one is LOL cassette.
LOL cassette. All right. Maybe for cassette, maybe Marty, I guess. Given how he has the whole thing about like he was already in prison, he's also like a very unknown Mario character. I think that would work well with Mr. Virtual, I guess.
Yeah, I can see him being either a prisoner or I can consider him Marty's in a prison himself.
Yeah, he's literally already a prisoner.
Yeah, he's definitely done some nasty things. Oh, LOL Dreams.
Ugh,
Interesting. We could do that after this one. Um,
yeah.
and I also forgot about uh, Mr. Dark would be my choice because he's kind of
Yeah.
he's a usual kind of a evil guy who does evil things and he would easily get up. Um, let's do like a free round. Like let's just kind of a list of more of the others from other roles and I'd say I don't see anyone out of the characters you have currently done
Oh,
being like for manipulated by Mr. Virtual. They are all way too chaotic. He would not be able to control them.
yeah. You mean my characters?
Yeah, Lawl of Fighters.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like aside from Big Jack, Crisis Square is the most villainous quote unquote character I have because they're like the whole modus operandi is eating other squares. There's to the point where there's the whole new series of ads where it's like where you have this like cannibal looking Crazy Square stop motion one eating another one, and it's just like describing how cannibalistic it is. So I feel like Crazy Square would work under Mr. Virtual. I feel like they
Okay.
would.
Yeah, that's pretty much so nice. Marty's emotion would be hatred or abandonment. Yeah, I can say it too. Um,
Yeah.
out of everyone in the Ultimate Tier List, one character who would definitely be Mr. Virtual's victim would be looking at kind of I don't think Nico would unfortunately be a victim or a prisoner of Virtual's beliefs. Like probably Virtual would, considering those the thing we know one shot being basically kind of aware that he's kind of in a game of some kind and being controlled by
Yeah.
like a cursor. I can see Mr. Virtual like shapeshifting to be a cursor or something.
Yeah.
Do you have any other like free round choices from pretty much every other law we didn't already talk about?
Do I? Do I? Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. I would probably say, Shockwave, maybe, or even Old Man. Either of those two from Law of the Lost.
Old man, yeah, I can see old man.
They would just barge in uninvited.
Ooh, a delicious candle.
If I can trust my eyes, which I sure I can, I'm expected.
Yeah, that's perfect. Hmm. I'm going to say, obviously, Mr. Virtual would be working in some form with Mr. Size himself,
Yeah.
because he's kind of like the evil Nintendo mascot representing of a console and Mr. Virtual, except Mr. Virtual and Mr. Size kind of, the other one is official, kind of, and the other one is fan made.
Yeah,
So if
I'll see a boy's comment here. Rock Hercules would be manipulated if Minesweeper Smile was in danger, kind of like Anakin Skywalker. Because I posted that once that like since like Smile and Rock Hercules were both released on April Fools, they would be like crashed ship.
oh my god, yes. It's kind of like Crazy Square and the Diamonds. I
Yes,
love.
yes, actually, yes. Oh my god, yes.
But yeah, this was a very. Yeah, I can see all of these characters being manipulated in different fucked up ways or working against
Really?
him. But um, do you have. Hi, everyone. Zombie, what would you like to talk about in terms of like lore if you have anything on mind?
What I want to talk about? I don't have anything on my mind other than like at some point I want to do something with Law of Fighters as well because I didn't really get to show much lore stuff, especially in Crisis Square and Yahi's moveset. Those are just like them getting added to LoL and stuff. I will say though, Yahi's intro is not meant to like contradict the announcement trailer because he's added into LoL. They have like the intro from like W where he goes to the M stop. He goes, this guy's pretty good. You got any circles? That's not meant to like retcon anything. I just wanted to do that because I thought it was like perfect.
Yeah, I understand that it's kind of the perfect method to do.
Yeah. At some point, in, like a future moveset, maybe like Elmos or something, I'll do like more lore bits and stuff. I want to do more with that text guy I have because if no one probably knows. The moveset text that appears in like the announcement trailer and Terrence's moveset, that's supposed to be me. That's supposed to be me like communicating with the Lawverse via Sony Vegas and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's that's clever, and he's canonically married to the presenter version of Mirai.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah,
With
the whole interesting that does lead me to like uh the whole thing about LOL, like LOL versions of like we know there's LOL June, and I guess LOL
yeah.
Mirai is kind of a, but LOL June is a character in her in the universe
Yeah.
itself. Whereas, and then you've
Yeah.
got Zap, but Zap is kind of a parody of Zap
Yeah.
is from Zap Lab, which is like an
Yeah,
ARG.
Zab is
It's kind
also
of
his
an
fictionalized
alternate.
self.
What?
Yeah, Zab is also his fictional stuff. I think he appears in the DCast movie too as well.
Yeah, it's
I,
more specifically, it's the Zap Lab version of Zap, where he's like Zap Lab version of Zap is supposed to be like an exaggerated version of himself, and Zap Lab like is not like it's kind of like a parallel version of real world where Polybius was a real thing. And if I
yeah.
personally think that my own headcanon is that the real world that is like the Zap Lab version of real world is the like there's two real worlds, and the only real world where like obviously where the LOL characters can interact with creators, or possibly even where the real people who end up in LOLverse come from. I
Yeah,
think
I was thinking like something similar, but
that's
like a
from
multiverse
Zaplab Real
thing.
World.
Yeah, I
What?
was thinking of something similar where there was like a multiverse and like there's universe cartoon characters, universe of real world characters, or live action
Yeah,
characters,
that's
a lot
what
of
I
game
was doing.
characters. I was thinking of
Yeah,
that maybe.
yeah, that's what I was doing with like Forbidden Realms. Like I was a
Oh
huge
really?
fan of like that, and I know LOL Nova, what little lore it has a similar thing where every character can enter through portals into different worlds and interact with
Yeah,
each
that
other. And
too.
those worlds, it's not like LOLverse where it's like an amalgamation of different universes. All that said that it's pretty cool that we are married in like LOL stuff.
Yeah, we are. Well, Zombie is secretly a Lawverse god. I don't know. I don't know if I would particularly say that Law of Fighters text is like god yet. He does like lead the whole thing, but it depends on if I'll make him like godlike or not. We'll see about that.
Well, LOL June is not a god, but I think he's kind
But
of like a Zaplab ARG Zap is a parody construction of my video game reviewers. The character's fit is a parody of Linkaras. Yeah, I was thinking that the Zaplab Earth is like the LOL version of the real world. That's what I was saying. And if there were to be a forbidden realm, if a character from LOLverse were to enter real world, they would enter. Obviously, they wouldn't enter our world because they can't. But they would enter the Zaplab real world version,
yeah,
basically. That's
yeah.
my headcanon. And as for LOL why what? I know there was that gas. Do you remember Mononerd's LOL, that gas mask guy who appears in all those secret videos? Mark.
I don't know if I know who Mark is.
he's like this Gasmax guy who explained something like he appears in Secret Link in Dash's moveset, I think.
Oh,
I was saying
really?
the cool thing to that X being zombie. That's super clever. The fact in your lore you're married is cool too. Though. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's definitely cool. There's texting. While mockup isn't out yet, I have a feeling Mr. Virtual would manipulate Flu. He's an incredibly naive and often insecure character in Fosters. Alternatively, he could just be tempted by Paddleball. What do you think?
What do I think? Of who?
Of Blue being manipulated. Have you watched Foster's Home? I haven't.
I remember the kind of, but I also know that Blue is kind of a bit of a chaotic character as well, as far as my knowledge of Foster's Home goes. Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, something. Look at something else besides the tier list. My opinion on the whole creation, the whole. Anyways, as I was talking about the gas mask character, Mark, he said something about basically the law isn't created by gods, it's created by these creators who exist in another world, which
Oh,
is their
really?
real world, our real world. And
Mhm.
with LOL June existing, I think LOL June is more like because um, I think what separates Law of Fighters text from LOL June is the LOL June existed before uh, LOL Hearts was a thing because she looked into kind of she saw the TV.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I guess you could say that. I guess the text. I guess you could say it started existing the moment I started doing Law of Fighter stuff, and like its first
Yeah,
appearance was in the announcement trailer. Yeah, you can probably say that.
yeah, it kind of LOL June. It's kind of I don't really know how to because LOL Mirai, there is a presentation version of Mirai, who's basically the LOL Mirai, but she does not live in Miraiverse, because it would
Right.
kind of, but she does have like, she's kind of like obviously since she comes up with the stuff,
Right.
the only,
I kind of see the Walmurai as like sort of like a higher dimensional being, like Ingrid from Street Fighter, because she's like the primitive one. And since you mentioned that she doesn't live in like Miraiverse, I keep thinking of her like as some sort of other dimensional being. Yeah.
possibly, yeah. Maybe she's the one who's the kind of considering she's like the writer of some kind. She's kind of drifting the Forbidden Realms to next to
Yeah.
Lawrence. And
Yeah, that works.
as for the False Kings and why False Kings are kind of born out of my own worries about like
Right.
they are loosely based on the old law perfectionism, basically.
Right. I consider sets the false kings were created outside of her own hands, I
Yeah,
guess.
I would say so. They like I was Lol Mirai was the one who appointed Herman to be the god of chaos in
Oh,
LoLverse.
really?
So and this version of Herman is basically not really the Herman 1v, but rather like a Herman, God of Chaos Herman is like kind of self-aware about being like a clone of real life Herman 1v, but he's kind of accepted it as being like he's kind of stuck as this younger version of him, and he basically acts like the avatar of Lol Mirai. But even if,
Is
but
it?
he
Is it?
does have
Are
his.
you referring to those lore segments where you have like in Dragon Ball Z, where you have like the guy and this like animated kid, and they're looking down on like the lore versus stuff? Is that who you're referring to?
Animated duck, you mean?
Duck. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That.
that's him. I'm talking about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Herman Van Veen. And
Yeah.
the character next to him is his creation, Alfred E. Kwak.
Oh, really?
Herman would probably, let's see here, kind of do some with, let's look at the anniversary special. I think, do I have a picture of Herman? Yeah, yeah, it's him who is basically the God of War
Let's see.
versus in the
Let me
Big
see
Center.
if it'll show up in the video.
Yeah, this is one of the best shots ever. Oh, all right, I realized something. Yeah, Herman is the way I see it. Lolos is like Kessor, June, us self-essence all have potential to be these super OP cards or are limited by the out-of-universe writer. Diges just became self-aware. I'd
Oh,
say
really?
Herman is self-aware, but not in the same way Diges is. Herman is not really. He's still like a canonical character, so he has his limitations, but he answers. He's the only character who can say, like, we are all fictional constructs, and there's this girl who's basically the one above it all. And Herman
Yeah.
knows that false kings are kind of were created out of her control. And Herman also has, like, I'm not gonna reveal it, but the key was also the key, that thing that in many versus Faces of Fear that was inside Hulk Hogan, that the Melias Moon and Odin stole. It's basically the same. It's basically just like similar to False Kings. It was created out of her control, but it exists there, and that key is a key. Basically, it's not a metaphorical key, it's a literal key. And of course, keys open doors to things, and it opens a door to something very big.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's basically it. Um, so, Lol Mirai is. She exists in basically. I can confirm that Lol Mirai and Jake the Toad are from the same universe.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah.
It's not the Saplab real world where they come from. They come from kind of like this weird mind realm. And
Right.
she sent Jake the Toad to basically be the one who frees Marty the Thwomp. Jake is not self-insert. He's kind of a. I say he's more like a.
Bit of a tribute.
Yeah, he's a tribute, obviously, but in universe he's like. I would. He's kind of like Pauli, you know, the
Yeah.
dog. They are both tributes to some people who passed away. I guess the official term Pauli and Jake are tribunals. Oh, no, wait, is that even a... no, tribunal means is a form of freaking... It's on a kind of like a... It's not... It can't be a tribunal because tribunal is like a law thing. They are
So,
basically manifestations of
oh, really?
like my personal, like Polly is like a symbol of no childhood nostalgia, and Jake is a symbol of my first love, and
Yeah.
they both kind of exist. They are not gods or anything, but they exist as kind of different ways. Pauli does have a connection which Jake does not have, what I'll elaborate it on a later date. But both characters
Yeah.
are basically kind of sent into the world by Lol Mirai. And Pauli maybe they are reincarnated into the Lawverse, kind of, basically. You know how I wouldn't say reincarnated. I would say more something more akin to basically being um, different selves. I'm thinking of some fictional thing, kind of like how well, maybe reincarnation is the word for it. I'm not so sure. Um, but yeah, I do hope that you will like it. Lawl of Fighters, Lore of the Ground, Zombie,
Yeah,
because I would have to
I
say.
hope I hope I can do more stuff with it at least.
Yeah, I know lore can be hard to make, and I still haven't really started progress with the Robo finale, but it's gonna be so good and stuff like Lawlafer lore.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Uh,
to the Arrow Valley quite a bit.
I have been writing a lot of lore. We've got Law Link lore, Law of the Lost lore, Law Cassette lore, Lawlafer lore, Beatdown lore is there
Really.
now. A lot of lore is coming, and my current plan is to finish writing the lore description for Maniacs vs. Faces of Fear. As you can see, I haven't written anything after that. But we do have
Yeah.
the official story of how uh, Thistleby ended.
Mm.
And as for the we've got lol oris. I'm so. Oh yeah, right. I did that lol cross up here when it has like its own lore. But I did add plenty of others. So I'm very proud. My current plan is to finish the TCLC lore page and then add. There's one character I have in mind that falls into category of being the embodiment of something special to me. Not a self-interest, but a person whose source means a lot. Oh, interesting. I thought that's gonna be neat because it's gonna be. I guess they are similar to Herman Van Veen in that sense. Like I know I already did a comparison with Gerard Way being like Herman Van Veen. Because I know that I added Herman Van Veen because he's one of the few celebrities that I do actually admire because Herman is a really good guy. Like he
Mhm.
is very, like he's very much involved with like charities. He supports child education and stuff, and he's very progressive. He's pro trans rights, pro gay rights, pro. He's he's a really great guy.
Nice.
Yeah. And I recommend everyone here should watch Alfred Hitchcock. Of course, the English stuff of Alfred is pretty rough, to say the least. Do you
Uh,
have anything else you want to say, Zombie?
I don't know, but I will say I saw someone mention in the chat a good looking Elmo set. I hope he's Elmo's gonna be someone I'm probably gonna have a lot of trouble with because of his writing and all. I do have a moveset version for him. I just gotta have some time to work on it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Lol, explain lore. Wow, look, nothing.
Oh look, nothing. What's that?
Let me. Wait. I don't think I'm gonna do. I have no mind when I'm a stream, but technically there is like LOL Dreams is doing the core trio, so that's gonna be interesting. And
Yeah.
honestly, something I want to talk about also here before we end it off. I really want to do more cross-LOL projects. I know DK's Movie 3 is the big one, but after that, who knows what we are capable of. I know I want to do something with possibly smaller cross-LOL projects where I cross over
Yeah.
with one specific LOL. Like, I can see Lawl of Fighters crossover uh,
I did think of
happening.
like an idea that we could have all characters do like the little my piano thing. Well, I was thinking of that, and maybe also video of I was also thinking of a video of all of Frisk's acts with all my characters since they cameoed in Yahoo Meister's moveset. I was also thinking of
Oh,
that as well.
yeah, that would
I'll just have
be
to
really
ask
neat.
Chad about it.
Yeah, and also I can see Mirai crossing over with LoL Aether in some form. I know it depends on how future goes, but we'll see uh, how it goes. But And LOL Hearts, of course, and of course LOL Beatdown. If cross LOL, it's gonna be possibly. I don't think it's gonna be as big as DK's movie 3 type, but I know I can confirm in advance that Era 1 finale will have one cross LOL thing, but I'm not giving anything
Really?
else away. Yes,
Hmm.
it's already been written and approved by people who know.
All right.
So
Looking forward to that.
glad you do. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Not particularly, other than thank you all for support for both Law of Fighters and me and Mirai's relationship. I very much appreciate it.
And yeah, and also thank you very much for supporting LOL Aether as well, because LOL Aether is one of the is a truly great LOL, and it had a pretty rough first year, but ever since Kiri's moveset, it's been doing nothing but going up and up, and it's doing great
It's
things. And
definitely
I'm
quite
not
good.
just saying it's great because it has plenty of references to my lore and my ideas. It also had, like I said, Resignation SpongeBob. I never would have believed he would ever come across as interesting or worthwhile character, but
Yeah.
Seth made him work, and he's one of my favorite depictions of SpongeBob in LoL currently. And he's one of my favorite lore exclusive characters too. Hmm.
It's already great so far.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you everyone. I hope you have a
Thank you
pleasant
for stopping by, everyone.